to the garden. Today we're going to be looking at our Mini Kalanchoe. These have really flowered right on time. This plant was a gift last Valentine's Day. Because it was from a nursery, it was really well pruned, well fertilized, and just covered in flowers. Our flowers are a little more sparse on these tall stems. Now once they're done blooming, I am going to cut them back so that the plants stay fairly short. This plant in the front will probably get pruned all the way down here, and it'll just about match this other sprout, which is on this same little plant. So we use our other flower as a guide. Now if we follow the leaves back, they go right about to here. So we could cut it right here at this segment, but I'm going to go one lower. That way when we get new sprouts, they'll have a little bit of room to grow. We're not even really losing these flowers either. I'm going to set these in a cup of water and they'll continue to bloom for the next few weeks. After that, our cutting will actually start to set down roots. So to prepare it, I'm going to strip a few of these bottom leaves. If you want to be really gentle, you can actually propagate the leaves as well. Usually you'd want to let these wounds heal for a couple days before setting them in water, but because we have some flowers, I'm going to set them in water right away. This little plant down here is actually a cutting. This cutting was just set in water, and it has just an incredible set of roots on it. Look how healthy these roots are. And this is a cutting just like our new cutting. And you can see I've stripped away the leaves right up around to that same height. That way when we go to bury these roots, we'll have them anchored quite a bit, and we won't have a really top-heavy plant. This cutting is really thriving. Look at that bright green color, the nice shiny succulent leaves. It's even starting to flower. Look at that. And this is a cutting growing in water. It's really amazing. Some of these blooms are just starting to get a little bit of color. You can see a little red here and there. And look at how tightly packed they are. There must be a dozen or so flowers here. We even have a couple more blooms right down here. To plant out our cutting, I've chosen a fairly small terracotta pot. I'm just going to add a few scoops of our succulent potting mix. So we'll get our cutting here. It really is a magnificent set of roots. Try and anchor that fairly low. So I'll try and just get this centered, and then we'll backfill in the rest of our soil. So you'll see because we removed those bottom leaves, we're not burying anything under that soil. We'll just water this in with the water that it was rooting in. That'll just really help it settle, and then we can get fresh water for our brand new cutting. Just to save space, we can just set down our leaves to heal. I'll let these sit for a couple days to heal, and then we can either set them in soil or water, or just leave them out and they might actually root. This is a leaf cutting from a few months ago, and it's actually set down some roots. Normally you just want to let these be. As long as they're not dying, then they're probably rooting. But I would like to check up on it just to see its progress. To make sure we don't damage the roots, I'm going to just moisten up this soil. That's pretty awesome. That's a lot of roots for just one leaf. And I'm noticing some bulb-like protrusions there. Those kind of white growths, those might actually be new sprouts. We'll just replant this little guy. Now we could wait about a day for these to heal, or we could actually plant these out now. So we'll just line the edges of our container with our new leaf cuttings. Let me know in the comments or with a thumbs up if you enjoyed this look at our Mini Kalanchoes. Thank you all so much for watching, and I hope to see you next time.